This episode of The Surge is brought to you by Origin, proud partners of Cricket Australia and powering the power surge in BBL 15. G'day everyone and welcome to The Surge, a special super over of The Surge here from Marvel Stadium. We've seen Babar Azam come to Melbourne. 27,000 people turned up to watch him play this afternoon, and he certainly didn't let the fans down, making 58 not out as the Sixers ran out 6-wicket winners over the Renegades. It got tight there for a while, but some late hitting from Joel Davies and the class of Babar Azam getting the Sixers over the line. We'll hear from both Moises Henriques and also Jason Behrendorff shortly. So Moises, the captain of the Sixers, he got to bat with Babar, and of course Jason Behrendorff, now as a Renegade, he got to bowl to him tonight. But after the game, Babar Azam, he signed autographs for nearly 20 minutes, and as you can see here, it was pandemonium at Marvel Stadium with so many people just wanting to capture a glimpse of the great man and maybe even getting his signature as well. As I said before, we spoke to both Moises and also Jason after the game. We'll start with the Sixers captain, who was relieved, I think it's fair to say, with their season still well and truly alive after victory tonight. So I started by asking him about, well, what's happening with the Sixers and also what it was like to bat with Babar tonight when he was at his absolute best. We've got the skipper down here with us at boundary side. Important win.
Yeah, very important. A little scrappy as well. Some really good stuff, but also still just a fraction rusty and probably not our best, but sometimes they're the wins that just get you started as well.
Have you sort of been able to put your finger on what hasn't quite been clicking to this point?
Not really. I think it's a mixture. When you're talking about a cricket team, there's been some rusty batting thrown in with some rusty bowling. I think the one thing that we've stayed good with is actually our fielding and our attitude in the field. Tonight I thought we fielded well again. There was a game a couple of nights ago where we fielded the absolute house down and kept ourselves in the game basically on fielding alone because everything else was relatively average. But I think we've just got to tidy a few things up there that we're probably, I don't know if there's a little bit of complacency on sort of 6 or 7 years of, I guess solid performance, and maybe some of us thought we're just going to turn up and things were going to happen. But it's definitely not the feeling at the moment. Everyone's trying their best. We're looking deep and looking, where we can improve every game. But hopefully that's the start of the run now.
One thing that did happen today is that Babar won a game for you, batted throughout the course of the innings. I would imagine he'd feel relieved, but also, pretty proud of what he's able to do today.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a good knock 2 games ago as well, against the Thunder in the other win that we've had this year. So for us so far, every time he scored runs, we've won. And the other thing is the 2 games at the SCG, he's had to bat on some really tricky wickets at the top of the order. It's been tough. Some of the wickets we've been batting on for especially the top 3 to get going. So hopefully, from now on in for him and the others in that top order, that the wickets are a little bit more batter friendly for them. But that also means our bowlers are going to have to work a little harder.
There's 27,000 people here today. A lot of them came to see him play, even though it's not a Sydney Sixers home game. What's it been like to have him as part of the BBL and part of your team?
Yeah, it's been a really cool experience because he's actually he's just a really sort of humble, nice guy, really nice guy to have around the team and around the group. I know a lot of people say that about people when they come in, but given his what he's achieved in world cricket. There's a whole lot of humility that he brings, obviously game smarts, and just really nice to talk cricket with. I guess the parade that comes around and follows him, and we saw tonight when he got his 50, the crowd erupted even though it's an away game. They've got a whole section shut down at the SCG just for Babar fans, so I think he has more fans than the Sixers, but hopefully we'll convert a few of them. And
then to bat with him, you had a pretty important partnership with him today. Does he say much between overs? What's he like out there in the middle?
No, he's very relaxed. He says sort of what needs to be said. Asks a couple of things. What do you reckon here? What do you think there? What's this guy do, etc. What do he's got? Nothing groundbreaking, but very calm. You can sort of see sometimes when you bat with people, you can see that their eyes are spinning, or there's a lot going on upstairs. They're thinking about a lot of different things, where he's just very calm and very chilled out there. You can tell there's a fair bit of self-belief in, if I stay out here long enough, I'll sort it out.
And just one final one of your own local superstars, Sean Abbott. We saw him tonight back to his best, just reminding everyone how good he is.
Yeah, exactly right. Him and I thought both of our right arm bowlers tonight were great. Sean, tonight it was almost the perfect performance, really. He bowled, off the top of my head, the first ball he bowled of the night to Brown was sort of slightly long, half volleyed, that it was a play and miss, and then the other 23 were almost spot on in terms of, when we have a chat at the top of his mark, his execution just almost nailed the brief every time. So that was the one that I was talking about as well. So he got away with it. And just in terms of his execution tonight, it was almost like 100% on what we spoke about. Jack was also superb. I just think those two guys really, when things were happening around them, were able to, whenever we needed to drag the game back or drag a bit of momentum back, they were able to do that for us.
And just finally, I know I said finally before, but you got a few away yourself. Is that important to get your season rolling as well?
Yeah, I would have liked a few more, but I guarantee you when I was 1 off 5 out there, I had to dig into a lot of experience not to panic, because I was going, geez, not here again. But yeah, as I said, we haven't been batting on the, I guess what you'd call typical T20 wickets the last few games, and I know I've just got to, stay in it. I feel like I'm batting well in the nets and so on, but I was able to do that and sort of get a few away there. Got a little carried away and tried to get a few more away, but that's when you're chasing 10 and over, sometimes you do have to take those risks. But yeah, it would have been nice to finish the game off, but it was a great opportunity for Joel to come in and do what he did, because that's going to be great for us. I think sometimes as a young batter, finishing a game off, a 30 or 40 not out and being there at the end can give you a lot of belief that you're ready to start winning games for that team, and I think that's going to be very important for us, that innings from Joel.
Well done. Great stuff. You got your season up and rolling now. Good luck as the show goes on.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
Moises Henriques joining us from the Sydney Sixers. So thanks there to Moises from joining us. I think he's got a bit of a cold, so it was good of him to hang around and spend some time with us on the Surge. Well, from the Renegades' point of view, I talked before about Jason Behrendorff making the move across from the Scorchers to the Renegades. First game here at home as a Renegade playing at Marvel Stadium, and he got to bowl to, Babar Azam in supreme form. Okay, we've got the perspective from Moises Henriques from a Sydney Sixers point of view. He got to bat with Babar Azam. Someone who got to bowl to Babar Azam is Jason Behrendorff. What's it like bowling to one of the best white ball players in the world?
Yeah, well, it's you can't really miss your mark, can you? So yeah, he's a very good player. I've only played against him once or twice before, and the thing he does so well is he knows his game. He scores in the areas that he backs himself into, and he makes it really tough if you miss.
We were talking to Moises before about how he just stays so calm, and it was interesting just even in that chase that he never looked like he was going to panic. He never looked like he was sort of out of second gear. So when you're bowling to him, how do you keep calm and keep focused as well?
Yeah, well, you're right. He didn't even probably have a bead of sweat on him, did he? He was just pretty chilled the whole time. But for us, it's about potentially manipulating the field a little bit, trying to block off his strong scoring zones and keep bowling the balls where we ideally want him to hit it. Fortunately, from a Sixers point of view, he did a really good job today. We couldn't get him to make a mistake, but it's just one of those sort of cat and mouse games where you need to try and change something to make him think a little differently.
Is it easier or more difficult when you're bowling to someone who just plays really good cricket shots as opposed to some of the other players that might be a little bit funky with the way they go about it? He's just playing his cover drives, flicking through the onside. Is that easier or harder to bowl to?
That's a really good question, actually. It's you probably think it should be easier, but he's still scored, 50 off probably 40 balls, so he's still ticking it over quite nicely. I think the margins for error are just getting smaller in T20 cricket in general, regardless of how the guys are playing their shots. So, it's a fine margin, and the good players are good for a reason, aren't they?
What about yourself coming to a new team wearing different colours? How have you found it to this point?
Yeah, I'm loving the change. Obviously, the results haven't quite gone the way we would have liked so far this season, but we're starting to build a bit of momentum in the way we go about our approach to the game. It's not always going to come off, and that's the way it goes. We've got a reasonably young group in a lot of aspects, but it's an exciting group to be a part of, one that I'm hoping I can really give a lot of knowledge to and keep fast-tracking the development of some of the younger players, and ideally some of those results will start to turn as well.
And are you playing a slightly different role? I mean, not bowling perhaps as many overs up front as you were, or is it just depending on the conditions, depending on the matchups as to the role you'll play this year?
Yeah, it's quite matchup dependent at the moment. Still, generally we'll bowl it, obviously 1 in the power play and 2 if it's going all right. Backing my skill to bowl throughout the middle and at the back end if I need to, bowl the surge, things like that as well. I certainly feel like I've got the skill set to do it, and as we saw today, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. AJ Tye, one of the better death bowlers in the world, missed a couple of times, and if you miss these days, you generally get hurt. So it's, again, an execution piece that's the biggest part.
It doesn't feel like you're far away as a team at the moment, and it doesn't get much bigger than Sunday night, the Derby, MCG, probably at least 60,000. This I would imagine, for someone like you, one of the key reasons you came here.
Yeah, honestly, it's the reason you play the game. You want to play in front of big crowds. You want to have that buzz around the stadium, and if there is going to be 60,000 plus at the MCG, I can't wait. Some of the most fond memories I have of playing the game of cricket, doesn't really matter about the result of the game, but it's playing in front of a packed house. We as players love that energy, it's something that I can't wait to be out in the middle of the MCG on Sunday night.
Thanks for joining us. Unfortunately, not in the best of circumstances tonight, but good luck in that derby on Sunday.
Thanks so much.
Jason Behrendorff joining us down here at Boundary Side. So there you go, both Moises Henriques and Jason Behrendorff joining us on The Surge, a special edition, a super over edition of The Surge here from Marvel Stadium on the day that Babar Azam came to Melbourne.